What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy GemMint. Today we have one of the Batman villains, one of his rogues, Scarecrow from SIDESHOW Collectibles. I saw this in person a couple of times. I want to say New York Comic Con and most recently at Sideshow Con. I was impressed each time, so I can't wait to get this guy out the box. Before we get started though, if you enjoy this content, make sure that you hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the art box. Alright, so nice, creepy, scary looking art box. You have the Scarecrow on the front and center with his awesome portrait. Some bats on the back, so pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get him out the box. Alright, we actually have a lot of pieces here, so let's just start with the base. Really one of the standout features of this statue. I love this whole Jason Todd tombstone piece with this purple smoke everywhere. You can see you have these color-coded keys, so that'd be helpful. You have this rocky, mossy base that's sitting below, and we have the bottom. You can see this is number 377 out of 500 for the exclusive. All right, let's take a look at the body, and wow, this is so much more lanky in person, like so skinny and frail, and it just feels like so much longer in hand. Really unique the way they did this. You can see a lot of texturing on the fabric, and even looking at his leg, it almost looks like he's like a skeleton. Very cool. All right, let's take a look at the head sculpts. This is the collector's edition, and it is amazing. Like I mentioned in the Sideshow Con video, I love how you can see his teeth behind his mask where you have the kind of sewn thread. That looks great. I love his hair. You got that kind of like haystack look to it. His big witch's hat looks great. And then you have those eyes. They came out awesome, man. Great job on the portrait. And then we have the exclusive portrait. And this is more of like a nightmarish look. Almost kind of reminds me of like a pumpkin face look, right? You have his mouth screaming open, the orange behind him, the orange behind his eyes. Definitely looks more nightmarish. Awesome texturing on the mask and on the hat. Looks great. Different sculpt on the hat as well. We get another portrait here because we get Jason Todd's zombified Robin head that goes on the base. Very well done. I like the glossiness to it. Zombified look. You can see like the wrinkles in his lips, his dead eyes. All right, his right arm actually comes in two pieces with his weapon, this kind of like scythe type of weapon. Really looks good, man, like the chipped, dull, rusted blade. I love that kind of crescent arc that it has to it. And then the arm looks great as well with the rope wrapped around, his kind of sharp fingers. Great details, great sculpt. The tattered rags coming off of his bicep, if you want to call it that. Then we'll just show this last arm because the other pieces are just smoke pieces to the base that we'll show during assembly. But yeah, I like that sculpt, that pose of that hand looking very skeleton-like, very creepy. Looks good. Alright, we got all the pieces out of the box. Let's start getting Scarecrow assembled. We'll start by putting his body on the base. Alright, so his right foot pegs in and his left foot stands on top of the tombstone. Let's go ahead and get some arms in. And then we'll get the last arm in. We'll top him off with his head sculpt, and then we'll start getting the rest of the base going. Alright, he does have this noose. Alright, he's coming together. We got Robin's head sculpt. We've got a hand coming out of the ground. Let's see if we can figure out the smoke parts of the base. All right, one by Robin. The other by Scarecrow's foot. And one more. This actually might need to go in first, guys. All right, and I think I had the scythe in the wrong place as well. So here we go, man. All assembled. Looks great. Scarecrow was sculpted by Matt Black. The design was by Ian McDonald, the mold and cast by Adam Smith, and the paint by Casey Love. The collector's edition has an ES of 1,000 pieces and costs $600, while the exclusive is limited to 500 pieces and costs $620. Both are currently sold out and waitlisted on Sideshow, so jump on that waitlist if you want a chance to pick one up. Dr. Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow, first appeared in the golden age of comic books in September of 1941. He was created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane, and he made his first appearance in World's Finest issue number 3. You can actually read that issue in the Batman Golden Age Omnibus Volume 1. The cover of World's Finest doesn't look too scary, but that splash page, which shows the Scarecrow right front and center, looks very eerie and very similar to the statue that we're looking at today. You can see the costume design hasn't changed that much since the Golden Age. Alright, let's get into the review of this guy, and we'll start with the base. One of the best DC Comics bases I think that Sideshow has ever produced. This horrific scene of a graveyard with a trampled tombstone, Jason Todd's tombstone, who was Robin, who was brutally murdered by Joker, and the zombie Robin, Jason Todd himself, creeping up out of the dirt. Looks amazing. It gives me a Robin Crow vibe, but it's not the Dark Multiverse. Is this even real? Is it a hallucination from Scarecrow? We don't know. The purple gives a great contrast to the brown and dark green, rocky, mossy base. And I love how the smoke kind of peeks out and does its thing here around his foot. It looks amazing. It really showcases what the Scarecrow was able to do with his fear toxin. I like the little Easter eggs on the tombstone. You see even on the back here, you have this little message. The sculpt looks great. The cracks in the tombstone, the details, the little angels. You even have when he was killed, 1988. And a little fun fact, DC Comics put out a poll and to see whether or not they wanted to kill off Jason Todd, and the fans said, do it. So a lot of details there. Again, that smoke, man, the billowy look going up to those wispy, almost kind of like question marky kind of smoke strands looks great. And then Scarecrow himself, I think it's one of the most unique premium formats that we've seen from Sideshow with how scrawny he is. I think a really good touch was seeing his skin underneath his pants. It almost looks like he's a zombie, like he's got this dead skin. I like these pointy shoes. They have the buckle on it. They have the tongue sticking out. You have the folds on the top of the shoes. Super scrawny, long legs that go up to his waist there. And then you have this very nice rope belt with a noose around his neck. A lot of great details. Like I mentioned on the close-up, man, the sculpt on his hand looks super creepy. That scythe weapon looks amazing. And then look at like the fabric on the back, how it bends and folds, how it's stitched together. It looks awesome. And then coming up to that portrait. That portrait is extremely well done. You guys saw the close-ups, but it has so much depth to it. The way you can see his face like behind his mask. That looks great. Let's go ahead and switch out to the exclusive to see how it looks. Alright, switching over to the exclusive portrait. It looks great. It really adds to this whole nightmare theme of this statue. It really gives me like a real Halloween vibe to it, man. And I'm telling you, it's like almost like a real life pumpkin for his head. And I just noticed that with that noose around his neck, it really does a good job of hiding the seam. And also, I love how the mask continues below that rope. So it looks like just like a burlap sack over his head. So that looks perfect. Man, really impressed by this guy. Let me know what you guys think about Scarecrow in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, make sure to be subscribed to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And stay tuned for the playlist of my other statue unboxing and reviews. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.